And he's like, I'll tell you what I do. And it's pretty simple, but it solves exactly the problem you're talking about. You open one account. That account is where the income from this house goes into. Any of your expenses for this house comes out of this account.
Well, I think it comes down to like, a good business acumen, good negotiation skills, good, right? Good legal formats. Like those things are really, really important.
Yeah.
Um like they're like foundational, but they're the boring part of the business too, right? Nobody wants to deal with that, right? This is my passion, so I want to focus on my passion. If I get this back office stuff that is actually your business, but it's the boring part, but it is the business part. I recently had to do all my accounting, right, for taxes last year. And so I had to go back through and I realized that like I hadn't like I couldn't account for all my expenses, right? I'm like, I hate this part of the job, right? So I got within $350. I'm like, that's close enough. I'll eat 350. Uh, it happened. I spent it on something, right? Or I'll just take it as a draw, right? I'll eat it as a draw, whatever. Even though I probably spent it, right? I'll do better this year. That's my goal, right? I'll do better this year accounting. Uh,
So the I talked to a guy about this the last time I was out here, and he was a I think I've told you about him before. He's a lieutenant colonel who was essentially filling an analyst's position, who worked in medical,
mhm.
who moonlit as a veterinarian.
Awesome.
As- And so he was not hurting for money. He was just enjoying the experiences that he had
Mhm.
available to, which
Right.
was awesome. It was very conversational, very easy guy to talk to. And I was like, hey, yeah, I'm looking into getting into real estate myself. This is when Ann and I were still living at Shady Grove, and I had just finished reading Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Mhm, mhm.
And he's like, I'll tell you what I do, and it's pretty simple, but it solves exactly the problem you're talking about. You open one account. That account is where the income from this house goes into. Any of your expenses for this house comes out of this account. I have 5 houses. Each one of those houses has its own account.
Mm.
Takes all the guesswork out of it, takes all the tracking out of it. Like
Mhm, mhm.
seat saving, there's none of that. Like you have a card associated with each account. You swipe that card, it comes out of that account.
Right.
At the end of the year, your accountant has to do that much less work or no work if you'd still want to do it yourself. Like, I know what my expenses were, I know what
Mhm.
my income was. There's no guesswork there. I think that gets so that's actually something that I did today. I was
Nice.
like, I was like, I don't know why. Like, I know why I haven't done it earlier. When I tried to do it before, my wife told me that she didn't want me to. Um, all right, that's fine. So I opened a separate account for our for our rental properties income, so that we don't have to go through the same rigmarole that we had to this year with our accountant
Right.
to
Figure out what was what.
find those expenses, find those receipts to
Yep.
provide. It's like why do that? So um, I've got my coaching account, I've got my Shady Grove account, and now
Mhm.
we'll have a Palmetto account once we move out of this house and rent it out,
Mhm.
and yeah, so it's just different accounts, different cards, and don't mix them up,
Right. Right.
which is a challenge if, to your point, you're a hobbyist and not a business owner.
Yes.
If like your
Yes.
grandfather, the money and the milk coming in sort
Was
of
just everything.
passes through the home and also gets sold,
Yep.
it's it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. Separate accounts, separate inputs, separate outputs,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So that I think that's the easiest way to simplify it. If you're a solo entrepreneur and you're not building out, you're not in the position to build out yet.